streaming button on YouTube. There it is. Go, 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 go. Turn red. There it is. Excellent. Finally, we're up and running. Welcome to the Digital Drop, where we help online hustlers like you take back control of your digital strategy so you can do what you love for a living. In this episode, we're going to be covering how a YouTuber got their channel deleted or banned by YouTube for posting a video of them punching a feminist in the face in a video game. Yeah, we're going to break that down and we're going to talk about what you can learn from this story so you can protect your channel, you can protect your stream, you can protect your strategy and what you're doing moving forward, because I think this indicates some trends in the future on getting banned maybe prematurely, and it could screw you over. Then, in our fast pass question of the stream, sorry, choking on some coffee there, we're going to learn how to properly use the community tab. I've got examples of a media brand, a mega brand, and a personal creator doing some things incredibly well with the community tab. I'm going to show you how to properly use it, and at the very end of the stream, in my like buttons, there's this fantastic study by Pew Research Center on the YouTube algorithm. So many insights in that research that I want to share with you guys, including how viewer patterns are now changing and moving towards longer videos on YouTube. We're going to review all of those findings. Hopefully we can get this done in about an hour. Sorry the stream started late. There are literally giant freaking chainsaws. You might hear them in the background on the audio. Giant freaking chainsaws outside of my door, outside of my studio. So let's get into the top story of the stream today, which is YouTube banning a streamer who killed a Red Dead Redemption 2 feminist. So we're going to cover the basics of the story if you're not familiar with it in just a few minutes, but we're going to spend some more time on what this means for YouTube brand safety, what this means for you protecting your channel, how things like freedom of speech are going to play into your strategy on YouTube moving forward. Let's just cover the basics here, because The Verge article is actually a very complete basically account of what happened. So there is this streamer who also has a YouTube channel named Shirrako, and they created a video on their channel as a highlight of their stream where in Red Dead Redemption 2 they punched a feminist who was looking for basically the right to vote in the game, and they thought that this NPC was annoying, so they punched him. Okay, they uploaded the highlight to YouTube and it said, you know, me punching a youth feminist in the face. It was very clear that this was somewhat very unbrand safe content, but entertaining gaming content nonetheless. YouTube ended up getting wind of this clip, and they ended up banning this channel from YouTube for community guideline reasons. And this was something that was absolutely insane. There's the chainsaws that I'm talking about, if you guys can hear them. So after their channel got banned, a drama-based YouTuber, Keemstar, you guys are probably familiar with Keemstar, ended up posting on Twitter and tagging YouTube Gaming, Team YouTube, and Ryan Wyatt, who runs YouTube Gaming, and Susan, the CEO of YouTube, asking them to reinstate this channel because this was an unfair ban. This was just a clip of them doing something in a video game, and it ended up turning around the situation to where they got their channel back. Wow, what a crazy series of events. So let's review what happened here. Red Dead Redemption 2, God, those chainsaws are insane. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a game that involves being able to make any sort of choice in the game that you want. You can decide to talk to someone, you can decide to fall in love with someone, you can decide to kill someone, you can do all sorts of things. I mean, there's literally in this game an achievement in the game for hog-tying a woman and watching them get run over by a train. So when Shirrako posted this content, this was an outrage not only amongst the gaming community, but also the creator community, because this is something that's just in this game and is normal for Red Dead Redemption 2 content. And if you guys are not already aware, this is one of the most popular games on all of YouTube. This is not just a gaming issue, this is a creator-wide issue. So whether you're creating objectionable content on your channel or unbrand safe content on your channel about gaming or any other subject, politics, it could be an outdoors video involving maybe gutting an animal or something like that, something that's not brand safe, you could fall into this situation that this streamer fell into, where you post a video, it's got a thumbnail and a title that looks objectionable. I mean, look, here's a man and here's a woman looking like they're about to get hit, and the title of this video says, I'm punching a feminist. This is not brand safe, and they in YouTube had the snap reaction to ban this channel as a result. Now let's keep in mind, on this channel they had other objectionable content like an annoying feminist being fed to an alligator prior to this, and they were not banned for that sort of content. So the reason why I'm breaking all of this down, they also did things like beating up a politician, taking down a character that looked like Hitler, murdering an entire town, trying to kill people and failing to kill children, things like that on their channel. And I'm not covering all of these things to make Shirrako, the YouTuber, look like a villain. I'm pointing this out to say that just because you post content on your channel today that is not brand safe, or that is a bit objectionable, or is kind of racy in nature, or maybe has a shocking headline, and everything's been fine up until this point, doesn't mean that in the future you won't run into a situation where your channel is in trouble. And I've had a number of creators come to me and they ask, why isn't my content doing well? Why isn't my content monetizing? Why isn't my content being suggested anymore in the YouTube algorithm? Then I go to their channel and they're making content that has objectionable headlines. It says like things like cheaters and you won't believe this shocking thing that happened, or in the thumbnail, it's lots of shocked faces and there's blood and there's knives and there's guns and that type of thing. And even if the video itself is perfectly fine or maybe entertaining for adults and it doesn't cross the line, your headline is shocking, and that puts that channel at risk. So when you're creating a content strategy on YouTube, everybody, what you can learn from this is that you aren't necessarily going to have a mega YouTuber like Keemstar that will have your back at some point when your channel gets banned for having objectionable content, or your video gets deleted for being objectionable content. Most likely you are not going to have somebody huge like this that can step in and have your situation reversed. I've had many YouTubers contact me on Twitter asking me, can you please contact YouTube executives? I know you have contacts over at YouTube. Can you please save my channel? I've had so many people contact me and ask me for a favor. They've offered to pay me money to do it. I have to say no in all cases, because whenever I look at their channels and whenever I've looked at what happened, most likely their content was objectionable or it was shocking, and it's incredibly difficult to have these situations reversed. This one got reversed because it was public and YouTube wanted to avoid a PR disaster, if you will, in this case. That's the reason why they ended up banning this creator in the first place. They probably saw a headline of, YouTuber punches feminist in the face. It doesn't matter if it was in a video game. It doesn't matter if it's fictitious. It doesn't matter if every Red Dead Redemption video out there has some sort of murder or some sort of horrible, shocking things in it. That's a headline they definitely don't want, because it hits on two major trends that are happening right now. One is women's rights and women's issues are coming to the forefront, as you guys know, on Twitter and around the internet, on YouTube as well, everywhere, political conversations, etc. There's the Me Too movement. There's all these different things, right? There's that combined with Red Dead Redemption 2, which is one of the most popular topics on YouTube right now. And guess what? YouTube's right in the middle of those two topics. One of those topics basically assaulting the other topic. They don't want to be caught in the middle, and if they can just ban a channel and they can get rid of the problem, that avoids PR problems for them. So what does this mean for you creators? What does this mean for you streamers? What does this mean for all of you out there that are trying to make content? What you guys have to keep in mind is, even if crazy things happen in your video, even if things that are not politically correct happen in your video, even if things that are shocking happen in your video, you need to be extremely careful not to have those extremely shocking things in the actual headline of your video and in your thumbnail of your video as much as you possibly can. YouTube is made up of 3 essential components that you cannot avoid, my friends. And this is something that you guys need to keep in mind if you want to protect your channel and you want to be around in the long run. And the first essential component, of course, is you, the creators and the brands. The second essential component are the advertisers. And these, the advertisers obviously make the whole operation run. And the third essential component, of course, is YouTube. And so if you're doing anything on your channel that does not satisfy all 3 parties, you are putting your channel at risk of being banned. And in this case, you know what? YouTube might not have actually had that much of a problem with Red Dead Redemption 2 content and entertaining gaming content. They may not have personally had issue. I'm not speaking on their behalf, but I'm just saying they may not. And certainly the creators didn't have an issue with this creator making a piece of content where they punched a feminist in the face in a video. But you know what? Advertisers probably would take issue with a headline like that. Do you think Coca-Cola wants to put their ad next to a creator on a platform that's punching feminists? Even if it's in a video? Of course they don't. Do you think Procter & Gamble wants to have their brand next to that? Do you think McDonald's and Mattel want to have their brand next to that? The answer is no. And so by not taking the advertiser into account with your content, you are putting yourself at risk. It doesn't matter how much you say, free speech, free speech, free speech. I need to have free speech. Cool, you can have free speech, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your channel is going to be safe when you're exercising that free speech. That doesn't mean that your content isn't going to be deprioritized in the algorithm with that free speech. That doesn't mean that your content is going to be isn't going to be demonetized with that free speech. And I want you guys all to keep that in mind. YouTube scans your title. YouTube scans your thumbnail, YouTube scans your descriptions, your tags, everything you say in your video, and it's got complex algorithms through Google Vision and through the main YouTube algorithm. More chainsaws out there. You guys hear the chainsaws? It's got complex algorithms that can identify whether that content is objectionable or not, what websites it is associated with. It can identify the identities of certain people. If it's in any way associated with controversial topics, or to politics, or to adult websites, or to sources like 4chan that they don't want to be associated with, your content is subject to being deprioritized in the algorithm, being demonetized, and your content being flagged to potentially be banned. And that's pretty much the real deal. Ask Flamingo Ninja, it's good to see you. So that's the deal. So what is a PR disaster? So what I mean by that is a public relations disaster where YouTube is basically trying to avoid a scenario where their platform looks bad. And as you guys know from recent things with demonetization and what have you, the whole reason why the YouTube platform was demonetized is people saw objectionable content like Nazis and what have you on the platform on YouTube, and advertisers didn't want to advertise there. So YouTube has to do every single thing that is in their power to avoid those bad public relations nightmares and that bad impression of their platform moving forward, because they're relying on advertisers thinking that YouTube is a good place to advertise. You guys need to take that into account. Do not ignore advertisers, because if you do ignore what is brand safe and what an advertiser would want to put their content next to, your channel could get banned and it might not be saved. You could be deprioritized in the algorithm, and you could be demonetized on your channel, okay? It doesn't matter how much you did it in the past. It doesn't matter if you have free speech. It doesn't matter if you have fair use. Stuff that isn't brand safe is just flat out not brand safe. Comment in chat here from Abdullah Smash. It's baffling how people don't understand the concept of advertising friendly and upload this kind of content expecting not to get flagged. It's true. Abdullah Smash is a very successful full-time YouTuber, if you guys are not already familiar, and he does Nintendo content that is very brand safe. You guys have to take the advertisers into account and be advertiser friendly. It's not just between you and YouTube, guys. It's between you and YouTube and the advertisers, okay? Cool. So let's talk next about the community tab on YouTube and how to properly use the community tab to grow your channel, to get feedback on your content, and to ultimately grow faster. Then after that, we're going to talk about the new YouTube algorithm insights that I alluded to earlier from this Pew Research Center survey. Thanks for bearing with me through the freaking chainsaws. I don't know what to tell you. I had to get this stream out today. I wanted to share this situation with you guys about brand safety so that you guys can protect your channel and protect your strategy. Cool. So how do you use the YouTube community tab effectively? If it is enabled on your channel, there's basically 3 key things that you can do very effectively. I'm going to show you 3 examples of people using the community tab well. Example number 1 is a fellow kind of creator YouTuber. His name is Roberto Blake. And one thing that he will do is he will do really effective updates to his audience on YouTube of what he is up to personally or in business, etc. So this is one thing that you guys can use your community tab to do, but don't just do text updates. And what I wanted to share with you guys here in this, what I've got pulled up on the screen, he shares really cool images of himself, professional photos, stylized photos of himself when he does updates for his audience. And this significantly increases the engagement on your content when you're doing updates. So if you have a friend that can take photos of you, if you have a friend that's a professional photographer, if you have an extra $100 or $50, hire a professional photographer to take cool photos of you around the city, around your house, around your studio, doing various things, and use those when you post in the YouTube community tab to update people on what's going on. You tell them about an upcoming trip. You can tell them about upcoming content that you have coming up. You can tell them maybe why you didn't post a video that day, but don't just post a text post in your community tab. That will get far less engaged, less than half of the engagement from what I've seen. If you post an image of yourself in that post and then you saying something to your audience, you will double your engagement when you're trying to do update posts. So keep this in mind. Don't just send text posts, send image posts if you're going to update your audience on what's going on. The next thing that you can do really effectively with the community tab is creating a poll. And this is something that we've done a lot on TGN to find out what the community wants and what they want in terms of your content slate. A lot of people do Twitter polls to find out what their YouTube audience wants. What are you doing? Don't do that. Do a YouTube poll on your community tab to find out what your YouTube audience wants. Your Twitter audience is going to want something different. Ask them what they want on Twitter. So for example, here in this survey, in this poll, we ended up polling our audience on whether they would want to see a sequel or who they would like to see fight in a sequel of our fighting game series on the Overwatch channel. Here's what's crazy. You will get so many responses through these polls. This poll right here got 22,000 votes, whereas the normal posts on our community tab only got like 400 thumbs ups and like 20 to 100 comments on our channel, but 22,000 votes. So there's going to be, and Ashel talks about this on the show, on the Digital Drop, there's going to be a vocal minority on your channel, and then there's going to be a silent majority on your channel. And a way to find out what the silent majority wants on your channel, what kind of content they want to see, what they want you to do next, whether you should do videos or live streams, whether you should would they be okay with you doing a sponsorship? Do they like your new camera or your new setup or whatever? The silent majority, community tab polls is the way to find out the silent majority and what they really want. And numbers do not lie. And so this is a great way to find out what content you're going to do next. List 3 different series here that you're considering doing in upcoming videos, and ask the community what they want to vote on. So let me just show you how to set up that poll real quick, and then I'm going to show you the third example of what you can do with your community tab. So you add a poll here, you add the options, you do 1, 2, it's just like any other poll option that you have out there on the internet, 3 and 4, and then you're gonna go ahead and put a question here. I highly recommend putting emojis in the question. It helps generate a lot more responses. You can break this down to members only. If you have members, on your channel. You have the membership option enabled, channel memberships, and you can only post the people that are paying you money on your channel as well, which is really, really cool to ask them what they would like to see. So this is a way to break out your post to everyone on your channel, and then people are paying you money as well to communicate directly with them. And another example that I want to share with you, and this is a tactic I talked about in a previous YouTube algorithm video that I did. So let's say this is the NBA's channel and their community tab. They use this strategy. Let's say every day, I'm sorry, there's more chainsaws out there. Holy crap, there's chainsaws. So let's say every day you post a video at noon on your channel. That's only one post per day. Or let's say every other day you post a video at noon on your channel. What are you doing during those other times when when your audience is looking at you and looking at your channel and maybe looking for content that you're releasing? So let's say that this is your content slate right here, right? So let's say this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday as your content slate. We'll just put it here, right? And let's say you're releasing videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You've now got open spots on your channel here on Tuesday and on Thursday, for example. So what you can do is what the NBA is doing on their channel, which is doing community tab posts during off times. And so that can help stimulate your audience and generate more spikes in your views and your watch time on your channel during off times when you are not actually posting a video, so you can stimulate the algorithm more regularly. And as you can see, the NBA is posting content from other channels, for example, like the NBA Playmakers channel. Full disclosure, I work with the NBA and I'm actually managing the NBA Playmakers channel, so disclosure on that. I'm not revealing any secrets here, this is all public, but they post content and they repost content that was posted a couple days ago to re-stimulate it in the algorithm, and generally they're posting content around the 4-day mark after it was released to re-stimulate it in the algorithm. So you can tie this into a thumbnail swapping strategy, by the way. So if you're changing thumbnails on your channel, and after you swap out the thumbnail on that video, you can repost it in your community tab to give it an extra boost post thumbnail swap. See if that thumbnail swap was effective and help push forward that thumbnail swap A/B test, for example. And another thing that you can do with posting videos in your tab, don't just post your own videos that you just posted. That's extremely obnoxious. Post older content that you swapped out thumbnails, and a lot of YouTubers are trying to shout out other channels. They're like, yo, check out this other video somebody did, or check out this other YouTuber, or you've got to watch this content. The best way to drive traffic to other YouTube channels and to other videos on YouTube is through the community tab, actually, not through a shout out in your video. People don't want to click off of your video when they're watching a video. However, they may want to click onto a video that you suggest through the community tab. And so use this opportunity. The NBA, for example, is using the community tab to promote another NBA sub-channel, NBA Playmakers, and it is highly effective when doing so. This is the best way to drive traffic to other channels and to your friends. But wait, there's more. Do you have friends that are YouTubers? Yeah, of course you do. And so what you want to do is maybe coordinate with your friends that are YouTubers and schedule a once-a-week cross-promotion between each other's community tabs. If you have 5 friends that are YouTubers, do it 5 times per week through your community tab. Then you're all driving traffic to each other. You're all putting yourself into an algorithmic view cluster with each other by systematically promoting each other through each other's community tabs. Just make sure when you do post someone else's content in your community tab, you have a really decent amount of text there that explains why you're promoting them. Tell your opinion about their content. Maybe share some extra information. Talk about what you personally think about the topic that the piece of content is about, and that is an amazing way to build yourself into view clusters with similar channels and your buddies. I know a bunch of you guys are like mobile gamers, for example, that follow me here on the channel. Well, why don't you guys who are all making Clash of Clans content systematically promote each other's channels through your community tab? I'm telling you, it'll build recommended hooks with each of your pieces of content in each of your channels, and that will help all of you grow together. Cool? If you're a leader within your community like Abdallah Smash is within the Nintendo community, you could be the leader that starts this sort of systematic cross-sharing of content and cross-promotion and collaboration. Think of this as the old school YouTube version of liking someone's video. Do you remember when you used to like someone's video? It would show up in somebody's feed on YouTube back in the day 5 years ago. This is the new version of that for all of you guys that are looking to collaborate and grow together. Cool? Question here from Abdallah Smash. The community tab is so primitive though. I haven't found a way to utilize it on mobile. Any advice using the feature on mobile and any methods to use it on mobile? Yeah, I mean, you can use it on mobile fairly effectively. Let me see if I can pull up my phone on my computer and just show you some things that you can do on mobile using the community tab. Let me see if I can get this to work live here. Just plugging in my phone here into my computer. Cool. And let's plug in right here. Yeah, I will show you some ways to use it on mobile. The functionality on mobile is limited. Obviously, the functionality it's fully functional on YouTube or on desktop. So obviously, you're going to want to do the majority of your community tab work on desktop. Oops, let me turn this back on. Turn back on. There you go. You're going to want to do the majority of your community tab work on desktop. So let's see if we can pull this up. And we'll see if this works. If it doesn't work, sorry. And let's see if the vertical phone pops up. Boom. If it pops up, I'll show you how to do it. Or what I would recommend doing. If it doesn't pop up, then sorry. It might not work. Boom. Boom. Let's see if that works. If it doesn't work, then we'll go move on to the next subject. And it looks like it's not working, so we're gonna move on to the next subject. I'll show you in an upcoming video how that works. Beautiful, so let's move forward to the final topic, which is how the YouTube algorithm works and the YouTube algorithm insights that we can draw from this new research article from Pew Research Center. Good God, those freaking chainsaws outside. So so here's a new research study here from Pew Research Center where they broke down what's happening on YouTube algorithmically and which type of videos are actually working. So this is my like button of the episode. I highly recommend that you check out this article. I will link you guys the article right now in all chat right now. Bam, there it is. You thought your PC was blowing up because of all the saws in the background of the stream. I'm sorry guys, I'm really sorry the saws are there. I can't do anything about it. So here's what the deal is. So basically right now, they surveyed all these US adults to ask them why they are actually watching on YouTube, and understanding the viewer behavior of viewers is the way to succeed on YouTube and to understand what they want. So what's up, Game Vestment? It's great to see you. Hopefully that's a method that's not just opening Chrome YouTube desktop mode. Yeah, so when you're using your phone to manage community tab, we'll just pick this up real quick. When you're using your phone to manage community tab, the only thing I recommend doing when you're doing that is sharing image posts and doing updates on the go. That's the only time I would recommend using, or the only way I would recommend using the mobile app to do community tab posts is, like, let's say you're running late for a live stream, share that. Let's say you're at an event and you have a cool picture of you and a fellow YouTuber, share that. Let's say you just bought a sick piece of equipment and you want to take a picture of it and show everybody, share that. But only image posts are the ones that you should post on your community tab from your mobile phone. That and replying to comments. That's all I would recommend doing. I wouldn't recommend doing any more. Every other function for the community tab should be done on your desktop computer through the full-blown Chrome version of community tab. Okay, so here's the algorithm insights. So here's the 1 in 5 YouTube users say it's very important for them to help understand the things that are happening in the world, okay? And so here are the things that you guys should focus on in terms of creating content. People that watch YouTube want to figure out how to do things they haven't done before. Now, you might be like, huh? Well, obviously, people want to figure out things that they haven't done before, but look how drastically large that subsection of viewers is in comparison to all the other different motivations that that viewers may have on YouTube. This means when I keep talking to you guys about the 5 content values, and I keep telling you guys about how you should make unique content and you should make learning content on YouTube because that will get big views in the long run, YouTube is designing their algorithm to benefit those types of things, and we'll get into that in a moment. But the algorithm is designed to benefit longer videos, videos that are older, and videos that are more informative in nature. And so that is something that you guys need to really think about. Videos are now getting views over 120 days old, in some cases over a year old. And so that means that when you create learning content on your channel, it could maybe only get 1,000 views today, but it may end up getting 1 million views tomorrow. And so YouTube's algorithm is going to chase that viewer behavior, and the viewer behavior is really clear right here. Learning content, figuring out things you've never done before, is extremely popular on YouTube. Now, obviously, just passing the time is a major category, and that is something that obviously any entertainment content or BS-y kind of content is going to fit into that category. This is something where if you do a best video, top 10 this, top 10 worst that, if you do something that's unique, it'll fall there. But here's a really interesting one. Deciding whether or not to buy a particular product was one of the top categories of reasons why people go to YouTube. So if you're covering a particular topic, consider making content that is like, before you buy that product, listen to me. Or here's what you need to know before you buy this, listen to me. Not just review content, but kind of stopping people before they make a purchasing decision and then giving them learning content along the way. Whether that be a new video game or a DLC, whether that be a new phone or television, whether that be a new fishing pole or a new tent, whatever it is that you cover on your channel, the decisions about whether to buy something or not is a major category, one of the top categories as to why people watch YouTube. And obviously people want to understand things that happen around the world. And so that's a part of the content value that I'm constantly telling you guys about, of new value or trending value as one of the core content values. So this research right here more or less proves what I've been telling you guys about all of this time. There's only 5 types of content that get views on YouTube, and more studies come out to confirm this. Okay? Those 5 types of content are best content, unique content, challenge content, learning content, and what was the other one? And new content. Okay? So those are your 5 types of content. Learning, best, unique, challenge, and unique. Okay? And so this survey definitely covers that. But wait, there's more. Here's the really juicy bit about this survey. So YouTube's recommendation algorithm is pointing users to longer and longer videos. This is something that's really incredibly interesting that you guys need to take notice of whenever you guys are thinking, I need to have the highest retention value possible. I need to have the highest retention percentage, the highest average view duration I possibly can. Well, look at what is happening with the algorithm. You're going to see a starting video that somebody watches in this example at 9 minutes. Then the YouTube algorithm is going to suggest to them a longer video of 12 minutes, then a longer video of 13 minutes, then a longer video of 14 minutes, and then a longer video of 14 minutes and 50 seconds. And what they're trying to do is hook users in with a short video, then a longer one, then a longer one, then a longer one, to retain them on the platform for as long as humanly possible. So, what does this mean for you? This means that you should create content of varying lengths within the same topic or within the same area, so that possibly your content could be a part of that view chain. So let's say, for example, you're a gaming channel and you're making a series of guides on how to play a particular hero in a game. I'm just going to use that as a random example, right? Maybe your first video should be a quick start guide on how to play as that hero. 5-minute video, everything you need to know about the hero in 5 minutes. Maybe the next video that you do is a 10-minute in-depth guide on how to play that hero, right? So you're jumping from 5 minutes to 10 minutes there, okay? Now, your third video that you make on that hero is maybe a gameplay commentary where you actually are playing the hero and doing live tactical commentary on that hero, and that's a 20-minute video, okay? So now for the same topic, you've created a 5-minute video, a 10-minute video, and a 20-minute video. So that now the YouTube algorithm has the option to hook people with your short video, because people want to save time. People want to watch something and learn very, very quickly. They watch your 5-minute video, then it might suggest your 10-minute video next rather than somebody else's video. And if you hook them on that 10-minute video, maybe if they watch a decent amount of that, it'll serve them the 20-minute video next instead of someone else's video. So create content that literally works like the YouTube algorithm now works. Create short video on a topic, then progressively longer videos, and experiment with that strategy within the same category. That's why I recommend for people that are looking to cover, like, let's say, a new upcoming game. Make content in the beginning, which is everything you need to know about such and such subject in 5 minutes, or everything you need to know for new players, and make really short content at first. Then after a game's been out for a month, make longer content, and then after it's been out for 3 months, make even longer content. You're building your content slate and molding it to the way that the YouTube algorithm works. I've been telling people how to do this prior to even seeing this research because I saw that it worked for me on my own channels and people that I was advising, and it looks like this study is starting to confirm that information. So this is something interesting for you guys to experiment with. And GameVestment says, but wait a second, 2 weeks ago you said that short videos were doing well because of audience retention, because the algorithm only cares about audience retention and click-through rate. Right. What I said is not true. This is right here in this study. The algorithm wants a high audience retention, of course. And that's why that's going to be the starting video, is the video that's shorter and has a higher audience retention rate. This study helps confirm what I've been telling you guys about short videos. You want to have videos that are going to start view chains. You want to have videos that are going to bring people to YouTube through a high click-through rate and through a high audience retention. That's why I've been telling people that short videos are working right now on YouTube. That is the most important type of content to make. That is the most important length of content to make because you want to be initiating the view chain. But after you've made the short video and you've got people on YouTube, don't you want to get the next view and the next view and the next view and the next view on your channel, not on someone else's channel? That's what I'm telling you right now. Don't stop making the short videos. This actually tells you how important the short videos are in a new way. But make the progressively longer videos on that topic after that, because that is how the algorithm is now working, okay? So keep that in mind, my friends. I think that that is extremely interesting. It's extremely interesting. And there's further research here. There's a lot more numbers about about different sentiments of users on YouTube and what have you. And a lot of users feel that a lot of the content on YouTube is untrue. And so there are a lot of kind of viewers that don't trust the YouTube platform. And as you can see from the study, some think that frequently or sometimes, for the most part, they see content that is obviously untrue or false. They show people engaging in dangerous or troubling behavior, and they see content that is abusive or demeaning towards others. This is the opposite of what YouTube wants for their platform. This is the opposite of what perception they want of their platform. So when studies like this come out, I want you guys to take notice that a lot of viewers are having trust issues with a lot of the content they see on YouTube. And this is why advertisers are being so careful. And this is why YouTube is being so careful in, say, at the beginning of this video, when they auto-ban someone for posting like a punching feminist video, is because of this sentiment. Advertisers don't want to see this. YouTube doesn't want to see this. YouTube wants people to trust their platform. They want people to perceive their platform as a safe place that has trustworthy content. And this survey shows that a significant number of users, at least in the US, do not think that YouTube is necessarily an entirely safe or trustworthy platform for content. Cool? All right. Exactly. It's not a contradictory statement I made a moment ago. You're hooking people with the short video, is what this study is telling us, and then you initiate a long chain of views. Gamevestment, or Gamer Turk, thank you for clarifying that. That is exactly what I'm saying, okay? So this is advanced YouTube algorithm tactics and studies, and there you go. So I'll let you guys read the full study later whenever you want to check that out. There's a ton of interesting information in there, but that was the important stuff that I wanted you to know. The content values are confirmed, shorter videos are confirmed as well, and this is something that you guys should be using to your advantage, and it ties right back into that brand safety we were talking about at the top of the broadcast. This is going to continue to be the most important subject on YouTube. Is your content safe? Is it brand safe? Is it objectionable? Because if it is, you might be auto-disqualifying yourself from success on YouTube. So in every instance that you can, go safe, stay away from controversy. I'm not telling you to censor yourself or whatever, but I am telling you if you want to be successful, you are going to have to pull back on the objectionable content, and you need to think, would Coca-Cola and Procter & Gamble want to advertise on my content? If the answer is yes, you're in good shape. If the answer is no, you're putting yourself at risk. That's the bottom line. Thank you so much for watching The Digital Drop, and if you're new, be sure to subscribe or follow. And if you enjoyed anything that I told you today in this broadcast, give me a like for God's sakes, and thank you for bearing with me while the chainsaws were right outside my window. I had to bring this big story to you of this YouTuber getting banned and this new algorithm stuff. I want you guys to take advantage of this information as soon as possible. So take this information into the weekend, start testing these concepts, and go become successful and do what you love to do for a living. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and I'll see you next week on the next episode of The Digital Drop. Adios, amigos.